I've worked with a lot of families over the years that have ended up passing away with significantly more wealth than they had on the day they first retired. And I find this concept really, really fascinating because people work really hard for many, many years, decades. And when they finally have the ability and freedom to enjoy the fruits of their labor, they often approach it with fear or scarcity where they're afraid or hesitant to overspend. And I get that. But when the same families are asking about when the optimal time to claim Social Security is, my answer is usually a lot different than what they've read in other publications or heard from other advisors, because in their case, the question really has nothing to do with money. It is no longer a money decision. And once we understand why that is, it completely changes how we plan for retirement. Over the last 2 decades, I've helped thousands of families navigate retirement. And in my experience, the families that have retired with millions and millions of dollars, the decision of when to claim Social Security is usually considerably different than what they're reading in the magazines and hearing in publications. I'm Brennan Decima, owner of Decima Wealth Consulting and certified financial planner. And in this video, I'm going to cover 3 things. Why the math for when the optimal time to claim Social Security may not be the appropriate time for you, when you should consider claiming early, and why it sometimes makes sense to wait. And the reality is there is no right answer because we do not know our expiration date. So once you understand that, and once you can figure out the art behind Social Security claiming, it can then help ease some of the science behind when to claim Social Security. Now, the first thing to understand is almost every article and video out about claiming Social Security focuses on the math behind Social Security claiming. They talk about the break-even ages. They discuss the increase in benefit each year you wait, optimizing Social Security, squeezing every penny out of the system. I get it, right? We all want to make more money. But we also could work until the day we die, squeeze the most money out of our career. That doesn't mean that that's the optimal decision for our quality of life, our health, our enjoyment. So the median retirement savings age is $200,000. So for many families that I've worked with that have saved millions of dollars, their Social Security decision is not the decision that determines whether or not they're able to pay the bills or keep the lights on. And if it's not something that determines your ability to sustain retirement, then the decision is no longer a math equation. It's about understanding what's going to give you the most confidence and peace of mind in retirement. Now, I worked with a client named David. David retired at 63, and David delayed and deferred his Social Security until he was 70 because everything he read and his advisor at the time said, you'll get more money if you wait until 70. David had $5 million. Getting more out of Social Security did not change his financial safety net. It didn't. But what it did do is David was terrified to spend money at the beginning of retirement. And when he finally did get his Social Security, he said, man, I wish I would have taken it earlier because I felt an immediate weight off my shoulder and it gave me more confidence to spend. So for 7 years, in David's healthiest portion of retirement, his most active years, he didn't take any trips because he didn't have that mailbox money that deposited in his account that wasn't dependent on his nest egg. So in David's case, even though he got more money out of Social Security, it took away from his quality of life and peace of mind. And once we understand that Social Security is not always a math equation, it really is freeing to allow us to make the best decision for what fits in our life. So this video, we're going to talk about what you need to know to decide what role it's going to play for you. I think this idea that, especially for people that have accumulated wealth through years of hard work, disciplined savings, living within their mean, the idea that the hardest part of wealth is giving yourself the permission to enjoy and spend it is the central theme of my book, The Summit and Beyond. And if you want to dig a little bit deeper, the link is in the bio. But let's continue. Okay, so let's discuss claiming early, because for someone that is having trouble spending or doesn't have the confidence to spend in retirement, claiming early can be incredibly powerful. So for someone that has worked their whole years living off a salary, getting that monthly deposit in their bank or getting that paycheck in their mailbox psychologically can make a world of difference, giving them the confidence to book the trip or spend money. For a lot of people, even though they have a bigger balance, that doesn't always equate to confidence, because if you think about retirees from the 70s and before, most people retired with a pension. They didn't have to manage whether or not their nest egg would run out. They lived off the paycheck that came in and budgeted accordingly. But when you have a giant pot of money, this can be a little bit unnerving, especially if it's in the market. So Social Security during your healthiest years really can give you the confidence that a fluctuating nest egg might not give you. If this is something that, if you're planning to do more on the front end of retirement, if this is going to be the catalyst that gives you confidence to do that, and you also have the nest egg in place saved, then claiming early can be really, really powerful, right? It gives you more money that's predictable, not dependent on the market at the early stages of retirement. Because ask anyone what they're capable of doing at 65 looks completely different than what people at 85 are capable of. So if you're someone that wants to enjoy more on the front end, claiming early can be incredibly powerful. Now, the other side of claiming and deferring your benefit, delaying your benefit, can still give you peace of mind to spend. And what I mean by that is a lot of people, when they first retire and the paycheck goes away, they're very nervous about spending too much too early, so they don't want to tap their nest egg. So Social Security can be really powerful. But the other time that I see that is when one spouse passes, the surviving spouse also has apprehension about tapping the nest egg in a lot of cases. So when you delay your benefit, this creates a bigger safety net for the surviving spouse. It's a larger benefit, which gives them a higher income floor, which can give your spouse, when you pass, much more confidence to go out and enjoy life without worrying about their nest egg or the market being up, down, or sideways. So I had a client that, they had done a really good job saving. They were having trouble spending, so we discussed claiming early. But Jerry, so this was Jerry and Carol, but Jerry shared with me, Brennan, I'm comfortable not spending. I can be content just sitting on my back porch reading, or going for walks around the neighborhood. But what I really want to make sure of is that my wife has every dollar available to her in the event that I pass. And she has no experience managing money. So for him, the deferring of Social Security didn't benefit him at all. It was creating a bigger fixed income in the event he wasn't here. So in a time of grieving, his wife, Carol, would have the confidence that she had money coming in as much as possible. Now, the second reason why people delay their benefit when they've saved very well is as a tax lever. So Social Security is added to your income calculation. So when you delay it, that's less income that's coming in no matter what. And for many high earners, they got there because they've saved diligently in their 401k, and that money is pre-tax. So it is not going to get taxed until it comes out. Well, if we claim Social Security earlier, that means we're deferring what we take from our 401k longer, which creates a bigger tax bill down the road for either us or our loved ones. So by delaying Social Security, that reduces their taxable income, which gives them more conversion room to move money from pre-tax to a tax-free Roth. And this can be incredibly powerful. So for someone that has saved very well but wants to protect their spouse in the event they passed, or is looking to level and equalize some of their tax-free and pre-tax buckets, delaying as long as possible can be really, really powerful and still give you peace of mind in retirement as well. This is why I believe firmly that Social Security claiming for a lot of families is more of an art than a science. We don't know our expiration date. And if you are part of the median retiree that has $200,000 in retirement, I want to be really clear. The math does matter when it comes to claiming Social Security. That is a financial decision. But for a lot of the families that we work with that have done an incredible job of building a nest egg with millions of dollars, it's not so much a financial decision. It is a peace of mind decision. And if claiming early is going to give you the confidence you need to book the trip or visit family or spend a little bit more while you're active and healthy out of the gates, then claiming early can be really powerful. On the other hand, if you don't have an issue spending, deferring can give your spouse more peace of mind and give them a bigger safety net. It also can give you an incredible opportunity to reposition the taxation of your nest egg. But the key here is it is not, no matter what, defer Social Security each and every time to squeeze every penny out. It is a very personal, unique decision for each and every one. So I'd encourage you to run the numbers with your advisor and have the conversation with your family of, if we did have this income now, what would it mean for our ability to enjoy retirement? Versus if we had it later, would it materially change how we think about retirement? And make your decision from there. So if you've done a really good job saving for retirement, let's stop treating Social Security purely as a mathematics equation that we need to solve. Let's step back, ideally with someone who can see the whole picture and all the moving puzzle pieces. But in my book, The Summit and Beyond, I really focus on the challenge of truly enjoying retirement, finding purpose, finding fulfillment, and funding it effectively where you can sustain it. So link to my book is in the description. And if you're still, after reading the book and watching my videos, wondering, well, what the heck does that mean for me? How do I do this? If you have put yourself in a very good position financially, but you need someone's help to organize, structure, and give you the confidence to thrive in retirement, I do work with a small group of families. You can schedule a call on the link on the screen. And finally, if you found this video helpful, I encourage you to go check out last week's video, what to do if there was a 20% dip or correction around your retirement date. I'm Brennan Decima. I sincerely appreciate you watching, and I'll see you again soon.